Hello, welcome back. So in this session, we're going to create the hand controls. Now, there are two types of things that you can do. You can actually create some elaborate hand control where it gives you automation. You can create multiple SDKs and so on and so forth. I have a video on that one that I will share that as separately, but in this session, I want to show you the most basic FK hand control setup. Depending on the project requirements, there are lots of ways to actually create elaborate controls. So in that video, it's a matter of choice. If you want to have automated controls where you can actually give assign controls, attributes to a control here, where you can actually create the fist, you can curl the fingers automatically and so on and so forth. That's one choice, but in this one, I would like to show you the simple way of creating hand controls, and that's similar to the spine rig that we've done. It's a basic FK hand control. What I like to do is just switch to, for now, just switch to FK, as I don't want to see that big box for now. And what we're going to do, we're going to use our controller scripts so we can get some of the controls. So we have to make a decision as to how we want hand controls to be. You can have circular shapes, or you can have controls pointing out, so they're always visible. It's a matter of choice. For instance, you can use something like this. Let me see, something like that. Something that is recognizable by the animator. I think I might use something like this. Let me just delete that. And just to test to see how this is aligning itself to our hand joints, I'm just going to do a test. So I'm just going to turn on the shape, click on the shape, and then shift select the joint and go to our command line, parent dash, I think R dash S. Let me see how it comes so I don't have to rotate this. I want it to be facing this way, so let me just go back to it and see whether we can achieve something with this guy. And then I'll rotate it this way and then freeze the transform. Let's see. With that selected, associated the shape selected, I'm going to shift select the joint. Yeah, it didn't work the way I want, so I'm going to take it back to what it was actually initially. Let's try it now. So that's first of all, let's duplicate this a couple of times. 2, 3, 4. I'm going to move these guys away from. Here we go. And then I'll pick this guy, shift select that guy, and bring the script. So it's the shape first, and then the joints, and then press enter. Shape and the joint. Let me just turn off the polys. That's it. And what I will then do, just to see it clearly, I'm going to select those guys. Unhook the joint selection, select these guys, select those guys, and then I'll go to my rotate tool, go to relative 15 degrees, and I'm going to try and rotate them manually. That's it. And we could pick object. Let's see. So when you pick object, you can actually individually rotate them. What I will then do is select the controls. This guy, and that guy. And I'm going to go to our animation friendly rigging tools, and we're looking for the rename. Something happened with my scripts for some bizarre reason. Let me just see. Yeah, I don't have the scripts coming in. Anyway, it's okay. What I can do is L index 1 instead of we'll leave it like that for now, and then I'll change the names later on because it follows the same names, so it's fine. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing on these fingers and on the other fingers, and then I'll come back and show you the result. So yeah, thank you for watching for this part. I'm just going to pause for a sec and call back. Thank you. Okay, we now got the controls done. As you can see, these are FJ controls, just be aware. They can only be manipulated individually or as a group like this. So like that. There isn't an automated spread. They all act in this kind of similar. So if you wanna spread them, you have to kind of start manually putting these things in a pose. That's the challenge of an FK. To automate them, you have to create a group on top of them, and then actually create SDKs or set-driven keys. As I said, it's available on the other video. So what I'm going to do, you can have, if you're going to retain it on the FK for simple characters, you can just pick a color. I'm going to go to display, wireframe color, RGB, and I think this side is blue, but if you don't want it to mix with the other colors, you can pick something else, maybe something like this, like so. Yeah, so like that. Later on, once we've finished everything ready, we're going to lock and hide the translation and the scale, and where possible the visibility as well. We don't need them in animation. Again, if your character requires elaborate hand action, if they're going to interact with a lot of objects and you don't want to manually pose everything, sometimes you want to just automatically curl them. This is not the proper setup. It's the other video that you should look into. Other than that, we're good to go. I'm going to check the other side. I'm going to work on the other side and finish that. And in the next session, I think we're ready to finalize our rig and pass it on to the animators for the first keyframe animation. Thank you for watching.